Station, brothers.
Station, my man. I was just out playing a little penis tag. I got back just in time to do the show. So thank God.
Oh, I had a feeling you'd be throwing the dick around all day before.
I've been out throwing the dick around. See, I tell you, Robbie's not the only one that has dicks in his movies.
Around with the old foreskin.
It's not the pigskin, the old foreskin.
Yeah, the
old foreskin, you know.
Steph caught it. But yeah, so it's Scarpad's request.
Oh no, not me.
It's adamant. Every single one of us. We are reviewing
another classic, man.
1987
Street Trash, 1987.
Really nice Blu-ray put out by Synops. Scarpad has a very nice edition. If you got it with you, you want to show it?
It's up on the wall over there.
It's right there,
bro. No, it's over there, man.
You didn't have it ready.
You don't have it ready, man.
See that really?
I was late. I told you I was out playing with the pigskin, the foreskin, or whatever the fuck. Bro. Hanging around the junkyard, getting my bottle of whatever that was, Viper
sticker.
Drinking my Viper.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, if you
hanging out with the boys in the hollowed out car.
Oh no, I did not peep that.
But you'd have to get because it's like a specific. It looks like that little green pint type thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like a little flat, like green flask, like a little whiskey bottle. But
I was out drinking with Wizzy.
I bet you were.
It wasn't Bronson.
No, Bronson.
No. But yeah. So all we heard for a couple weeks is that this might be better than Burial Grounder, your new favorite, Fable.
It's not.
It's not, but it's your close second.
I don't know. I watched it again. It's one of these movies that you kind of almost feel guilty for watching, and because it's so non-PC. And the guy set out. This guy was a professor that wrote it. It's film school, and that's where he got all these guys. And the guy who's the director he spent $16,000 buying that Steadicam and he wanted to make a movie. And that's why a lot of the shots are the Steadicam shots that you see gliding along. And he became a world-renowned Steadicam operator and creator. But he wanted to offend everybody, and I think this movie does just that, offends everybody. So it's an equal opportunity relic of the 70s and 80s. And there's some fucked up shit in it, man. But I don't know. I start watching it, and it's just it's interesting, you know.
Interesting. It's a good word.
It's interesting. It's got the guy from Troma, the big fat guy there, who's a
Is he the one who was
scumbag.
He reminded me
like
of the
chasing after the
guy
cop?
from
He-
Alice, Sweet Alice.
Yeah, he's almost like that guy there. No, he's the guy who does the necrophilia and the dead,
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
dead woman. And you got the guy that played in The Sopranos there. Tony Duran was his name in this.
Was he the one who? Okay, yeah, okay.
The
The
monster,
song was dope.
to me, the highlight of this movie, even in watching it again, is the mobster and that kid. Now, I thought that kid was Andrew
You're
McCarthy.
Adonis to me.
He looks like fucking Andrew McCarthy, doesn't he? But he's not. I guess he's some kid who won like a local talent show. But he was good in this movie. I thought
Yeah,
just the shit he was
he's
throwing
charming
back at the mob boss all the time, how he'd swing back and forth. And then when he gives the pint of shit, he goes, "Okay, boys, I'm the Don now."
Yeah.
I
It's
do
just-
it
some of-
my way.
yeah, some of the shit you got, in your restaurant, man. That was the highlight of the movie for me. Those two guys, and that guy was.
How would you describe this movie? What would you say the plot of this movie is, or what?
It's the day in the light.
He's that guy you're talking about looks like Andrew McCarthy. His name's James Lorenz, and he's in I knew he was familiar. He's in Frankenhooker. He's like the mad scientist in Frankenhooker.
But I don't know. It's a day in the life of hobos in New York in the 80s.
Shit.
It's a far-fetched day in the life.
Throw in some bad hooch, and a disgruntled
Robbie took a bad day to take off, man. I need him to
and a depraved Vietnam veteran who rules over the junkyard with an iron fist. The guy who played Bill the Cop, I think I've seen him in other things, and he played the quintessential cop there.
Yeah.
But some of the shit in the movie is just wild and over the top. And the guy who played Fred, the main guy, the guy that looked the hippie guy there, that had the brother. I've seen him in other things too. But yeah, this was a 16 millimeter short, which I think is on the disc.
Yeah.
And then they expanded
About 15
upon
minutes
that.
long.
They expanded upon that to give you what they gave you. But he set out to offend.
He was in that the indie film or the short film, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Guy with the long hair and the beard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna be the main guy, but they hired the guy who was the main guy, and he ended up being like a heroin addict, and he never showed up. So this guy said, "You're it." You knew all the lines already. But most of those people were just people off the street. Some of them were, some of them weren't. The guy the guy that goes up on the thing and melts with the cat, he was a guy they found on the street. I think Wizzy was a guy they found on the street.
So they exploited actual
yes.
hobos.
So, but the real thing is, I want to hear from Fable because he lives right next to this area. I think it's Garden City, which is it's made up, I think.
Yeah, but there's sections. There's a certain part of New York where it's like clowns in baseball suits come out with bats and shit at nighttime. So it's sectioned.
So,
not every part of New York.
It's kind of like that around
Let's not forget where Godzilla took over there.
Actually, I've been to New York, and right around Yankee Stadium, it's kind of like that. But okay.
You've seen Hobo with a Shotgun, Scarpad?
Yes,
People a lot of times say that Hobo with a Shotgun is like the unofficial sequel to Street Trash.
Oh, really? I don't know.
I could see the influence.
That's maybe a better movie, but
overall.
Of
but
course,
it
got
has
Rutger Hauer in it too. I mean,
that
come on.
very dirty, grimy feel to it.
Yeah, it did, but it's a comedy, black comedy horror. I mean, it did have some horror elements. I mean, the whole scene where they get the girl and they rape the girl with the a lot of people. The tone of it's all over the place, but still, it's interesting, and I can see why it became a cult classic.
Yeah, mostly probably for the effects.
Yeah,
and this funny that you mentioned the Steadicam thing. The director became a very legendary Steadicam because there's like a scene in the very beginning where like the hobo is like staring at the dude with the beard, and this is like right before he goes and jumps him, and he takes his shit and he melts in the toilet like right before that. He's just standing on the corner, and the camera just like does this this zoom in. I thought
Yeah,
it was
they do
quite
the-
professional for this type of.
it looked like the what they did in Evil Dead, going to
Yes.
the cabin.
Yeah.
Except that was
Yeah.
shakier. This was, and in
Smooth.
fact, this guy used this movie after it came out as an example of what that Steadicam can do, and that's how he sold the process. And even to this day, if you look him up, he's the main guy who's involved in any movie. They get this guy because he's the Steadicam guy.
I could see it because that did catch me off guard. I was like, that looks a little too good for this type of movie, you know?
Well, it cost the guy $16,000 for that camera, and he wanted to use it, and that's where he used it. And those scenes where he goes up to the toilet and stuff. And as Dylan said, the practical effects on this is, I mean, they couldn't have that much money, but they were pretty darn good. I love how every hobo turned into a different color, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, the colorful melting shit was a unique spin. I appreciated, like a goo of paint. It was weird.
Yeah, it looked kind of like paint, and some of the effects looked better than others. But yeah, it wasn't very PC. I mean, you
will tell us.
You have issues with race. You had issues with women. You had issues with hobos. You had issues with pretty much everybody. And like Don Rickles, they treat everybody with the same brush. I guess it's not that bad. So.
Shit, bro. If you guys look, Scarpad's not capping. This guy, the director, bro, has so many fucking Steadicam credits, or camera operator, director.
He's an
Terminator, Point Break, The Doors.
Oh, what one?
Raising the fucking director, J. Michael Murrow.
What'd you say the first movie?
TV, bro, it is insane what I'm going through.
Did you say Terminator?
Yes, Terminator 2.
What?
Point
wow.
Break,
you know what? I think I know the shot he did in Terminator 2.
Young Guns 2, Riddick, The Abyss, Friday the 13th, Field of Dreams. Fucking, and I already have Maniac Cop, Brain Damage, Street Trash, Spookies. Dude, I passed.
He's won Academy Awards.
Red Dragon.
Yeah, he's won Academy
Awards. He did the X-Men movies, like all three.
No shit.
Yeah, he did X-Men: The Last Stand, X2. It's showing.
Don't tell me this.
Rush Hour 3,
True Lies, Titanic. Won Academy Awards for Dancer with Wolves, Open Range,
Fast and Furious, Fish, Rush Hour 2, Any Given Sunday, Family Man, Gone in 60 Seconds. Dude,
and he made his
camera operator for Titanic
with Street Trash.
So he works his camera in a lot.
Heat, Casino, Martin Scorsese.
Wow.
The guy.
True Lies. Yeah, he did do some shit.
And it all came from this movie.
Wow.
You gotta give this guy respect.
You see, now, yeah. Come from humble beginnings.
And like I said, there's Point Break as well. The Doors. He did Predator 2. I think I said Predator 2 already, but dude, I'm just like going, and it just keeps going.
Yeah. Bro, the names and the projects he's worked on alone, I'm just like, Jesus.
Yeah,
man.
before this, he did Spookies.
Shameless? Shameless? Oh, I love Shameless.
Spookies you did.
That's a really
Brain Damage, Maniac Cop, Mighty Quinn, Field of Dreams, Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, The Abyss, Dancer with Wolves, Predator 2, The Doors, as you said, JFK, Thunderheart, Raising Cain, A Few Good Men, Falling Down, True Lies, Clueless, Casino, Heat,
Clueless is good.
Titanic, Gone in 60 Seconds, Swordfish, Fast and Furious, Rush Hour 2, Red Dragon, X2, Open Range, Crash, Roll Bounce. Somebody want to do Roll Bounce.
This is with Wolves.
Flicka, Rush Hour 3, and more. The guy he was director of photography or the Steadicam.
Yeah, but where the hell you at?
I think he said he was going to be.
Better for you.
He might come to the car and do a review. Didn't he say he was going to be somewhere?
Yeah, he's out somewhere today, I think. But he said he's going to try to get on. But yeah, so this guy did become a legend after this movie.
What was the next thing he did after this?
After this, he did Brain Damage and Maniac Cop.
What was the notable stuff when he started getting the clout? Like,
what was talking? Brain Damage, Maniac Cop. It's classics, man.
Those are huge.
Probably the Mighty Quinn and Field and Dreams.
Okay, Full of Dreams.
And then he did Friday
I've
the
seen that
13th. So the guy did anything.
Oh, Friday. Okay.
So I mean, he did anything that would kind of require that Steadicam. But yeah. So, and this movie was very well shot. I mean, the opening scene where they show the liquor store, the movie, the disc looked great to begin with, and it's just very colorful. Of course, it was all done mostly in the daytime. Some of it's at night. And he had some kind of, he did some kind of photographic tricks with the hobos to make them look at night when they're all around, make them look kind of eerie and stuff. So, the man had some props. And this one thing this thing taught me when I watched this movie back in 1987, because I think I was 17 years old back when I saw this movie, that you could be a dirty ass bum and still get laid. So there's that.
Is it? That's a bit more like a quality over quantity situation.
Yeah, you know how
that
stinky that guy was. Oh my god! But anyways,
well, he wanted the top notch clean Asian chick, but he could only get the trash. So he had to take what he could get. That's.
What about the one homeless chick that steals the drink from the guy, and then her tits and shit start like melting?
Yeah, she was found. They couldn't find anybody, so he went to the guy, the director. Not director, I think the writer and the director went to an anorexic clinic, and they found her because they wanted somebody skinny like that, and they got.
They really are just exploiting everybody in this movie.
No, they got people where they could get them from, and people were glad to get the paycheck. I mean, it was the 80s, man. It was the Bronx.
I'm having a feeling you visited the Bronx a lot.
Oh yeah. You're talking about me. You're talking about a man who worked in management. And I'm not proud of it, man. We'll have to talk about it sometime because I have fucking stories. And Fable will know this name. He will know this name. He will know it. Crazy Eddie.
Oh, I was going to say it.
His prices are insane.
Yeah.
I worked there. I got some stories I can tell you about New York.
You worked there in New York?
I went to the home offices there for management training.
Really?
And I could tell you some stories there, man. Crazy Eddie ended up stealing the company blind and going to Israel and was a fugitive. So, but yeah, it's back in the 80s, man.
Damn. It was wild. Wild times.
So I take it everybody else though. Was it your first time seeing this, Dylan? Or?
I seen it a couple weeks ago.
No, I mean before you saw it this time.
Yeah.
So,
I heard of it, but I never watched it.
Never heard of this one.
I heard that it was a cult classic and stuff. I just hadn't gotten to it because I didn't own it yet. And I was actually going to watch the Joe Bob one, but I think it got taken off by the time I tried to watch it. So
yeah, I did. I'm not even sure the commentaries up there. It might be. I have to look.
I think it is. It is. But
I'd like to hear what he has to say. But I think he likes.
And then once you were raving about it, I was like, "Damn, I got to see this." So
I thought
Brian Singer worked on it.
We're raving about this.
I thought it was better than a trauma. Yeah. I thought it was better than a trauma film.
Scarpet loved this movie so much he told us about it, then surprised us with it in the mail.
I kind of respect it in a
way. Yeah.
I don't know if I love it. It's not burial ground love, not yet. But
it's better than burial ground.
There's a new section of horror. It's called depravity horror. Where anything depraved happens, that's it. Man. Loves it.
Yeah. We're gonna kick a dick around.
Bunker shit.
Fable wouldn't even watch the video. He had to go in a closet in his bedroom to watch it.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't watching this with my mom.
Oh my god!
She kept suggesting. So
I don't know. I think mom would.
Scarpet's like, hey, sit your mom down and put on good old street trash. Hell no.
Yeah, you might have to break it off a little easier before you get to the street trash. But I think Perry's mom would probably watch it with him. But I don't know. It's hard to say. So with Dylan gone there, I guess over to Fable.
Thoughts on the movie?
From the man who lives in Ground Central where this was filmed.
It was around the corner, man.
Actually, I think they filmed a lot of this in
right
Jersey
around the
too.
corner.
Jersey too, but they did, yeah.
I mean, this movie's not good at all. It's a terrible movie. It's quite awful, but it is interesting. I'll give you that. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why it was going on, but I was watching it.
That's why I asked, how would you explain this to someone?
Okay, all right. And I do agree with Two Gun. This does feel like a trauma film, but I would argue that trauma films have more of a story than this one did.
Poltergeist, you see that?
What's a trauma film I might have seen?
The one thing that did stand out to me was the cinematography. Absolutely. I agree 100%. This movie looks a lot better than it is.
Or a lot better than it should be, maybe.
Yeah.
There's some great shots. I noticed some experimental shots that I was really impressed by. Like there was a part where, I don't know if he punched the guy, whatever, the glasses. You remember that? The glasses. He did the scene with
the camera fell. You were from the point of view from the
He was doing some really cool shots that I was really respecting. And I can tell that this was done by some sort of film student. You can tell that right away. But ultimately, it's not a great film at all. But it is interesting. So I'll give you that. That's how I'll leave it. I don't want to get too negative about it.
But don't you think that it is kind of indicative of its time? The 70s and 80s could only, I think, produce a movie like this.
I don't know. I mean, there's always been an era of this kind of depravity kind of stuff. Like, how fucked up can we get? Like, you know what I mean? Whether it's Hostel or right now Terrifier. You know what I mean? How what can we do to
it's a good company then
piss people off, or like you said, like, turn a few heads, get a couple of people looking and shock value, a lot of shock value. So I don't know. I think this kind of thing has always existed. And this one definitely goes for it, man. It's weird. It's totally weird. It's a weird movie.
I feel like it's a part of that time when they show New York at that like dirty, grimy state where, you know what I mean? It's just like it was such a unique look. You know what I mean? That New York had back then.
There's definitely elements here where they try to make homelessness look like something horrific, right? Because they're all like zombies at the nighttime.
Yeah, they got like their own like
run and grab
in the trash area or whatever, the dump,
So I'm sure at that time in New York City, because there was a lot of homelessness around here at that time, 70s and 80s and stuff. I'm pretty sure there's some message or some sort of like theme here. It's obvious there's a theme here. I just don't know if they went all the way with it where it's coherent. There's pieces of a theme, if that makes any sense. But yeah, man, interesting film. I'll leave it like that.
Yeah, you're taking a piss and you get your dick cut off. It could happen.
And then you got to chase around after it without worrying about bleeding to death.
Yeah, I know.
From what I take is it's an interesting film, but you would never probably watch it again.
No, I probably would never watch this again. Yeah.
What do you think about
I need a little more story. I mean, yeah, you're right. Like some of the effects are pretty cool. Especially when I know that there's no budget in this movie. They did some pretty cool stuff with what they had. The fat guy that exploded, I thought that looked pretty.
Yeah.
I love the first guy that just melts in the toilet.
Yeah. But when the fat guy exploded, I was like, I knew they didn't have a budget, so I thought they were gonna do some like I don't know, trickery to show the explosion. But no, man, this guy, you said the guts, the bones coming out of this guy. I'm like, okay.
Dude, even the what was his name? Wizzy, the guy who beats up on the black guy with the gas mask, and steals the bottle and just like melts into like the wall. And that looked incredible. They show like the bones and stuff, and then his face and rib cage. But
I also think that too with the guy Bronson there, the disturbed Vietnam guy. Only movies in the 70s, 80s can have because they were like only 10 years removed. 15 years removed from Vietnam, so there was a lot of movies covering that type of thing, either good or bad. Chuck Norris movies did a lot of that, Silent Rage and all that other stuff. So, I mean, that was kind of the era. But see, it's possible for me to know that a film maybe isn't good, but still enjoy it for what it is and rewatch it. I don't know. I feel that you can't overanalyze everything. You can't.
No, it's not about overanalyzation. It's just that I want a coherent story. This does not have a story.
Yeah,
and
that's true. And not, it really doesn't.
But if you look back,
want to be the main protagonist is a dirtbag himself, the guy with the beard. At first I'm thinking, okay, this is the guy we're gonna follow. This is the guy with the heart. This is the guy who's gonna lead us through this adventure through the wasteland of bums or whatever. Whatever it was trying to go for. But it ultimately didn't even do that. It kind of,
if you look back in the 80s and 70s, these movies had if you look, that was the era of Amazon Women on the Moon, Kentucky Fried Movie. All these movies that were skit or sketch, or just movies that had no overall theme. They just kind of move from one place to the next with these different set pieces, and that's kind of what this is. And the 70s to 80s movies had more of that because they were made a lot for drive-ins. People were fucking when this was on. They didn't want to get too fucking deep into it.
A good example of a movie like this that does it better, but it's not in the same genre, is Napoleon Dynamite. The plot for Napoleon Dynamite does not kick in until the last 20 minutes of the movie. The plot of it, if you go and read about it, says Napoleon's some odd kid. I don't know if they say that, but they say he's trying to help his friend Pedro win prom king.
Yeah.
And that doesn't come in until it's most of the movie is just random shit in the day in the life of Napoleon Dynamite, and then the plot kicks in. But there's still more of a semblance of story in Napoleon Dynamite than I got. Yeah, I feel like they did that better than seeing in Street Trash.
Right. And there's better performances in the Napoleon.
Yeah. There's
no strong.
Yeah, I mean, these were all students, and they were all big actors. A lot of them were just starting off. The two best actors in the movie are the guy who plays Tony Darrow and the police chief.
Yeah.
And maybe Bronson for what he is. For not really, I guess this guy really was what he was. He wasn't. He was like that. He was a little nuts, but he played it great. I thought. I love that scene at the end with the oxygen going through his body.
You see his head fall down,
and the smile on his face as he sees the
girl walk over
with no panties on.
I thought that was funny too.
He went out with a smile.
They had a nice little interesting scene when he was having flashbacks, and he thought he was back in Nam, the younger version of him, and he rescues the chick. Yeah.
This could have been something. It could have been something. There's pieces here that if you put it together, it can be turning this little junkyard area where these homeless people live into more of a community, and you know what I mean, have some coherent story, and this crazy overlord PTSD Vietnam War veteran is trying to take over the junkyard, and the unsuspecting owner, you know what I mean, there's something but it's
movie, I think when they just bounced around with all the characters, where they were and what they were doing, and that was it. There was no more involved in it than that.
Yeah.
Link.
And with that, I was gonna say I'll step up. I more or less echo the same sentiments as Fable. I enjoyed it a lot better than Street Trash. I thought there's some really cool effects. There's some cool bits, some funny moments. Like I think the mob boss stands out above the rest.
That guy was good, fellas. He was so good, that guy.
So when I watched it on the Blu-ray, the movie, the credits end with him singing it, right? And so I didn't really pay attention to the credits at the main screen, and the main screen is just him singing the same song. And so it's I kept hearing it. I was like, God damn, are they just gonna repeat the credits? I looked up and the credits were done, and I was like, but I didn't mind hearing it, so I'd give it that much credit. I like that song. I was actually singing it to myself before.
Hey, your Mook gonna kill you. Gonna be your Mook. That guy was good.
There was some interesting choices. I don't think it was a terrible film, or bad film, but I don't think it was a great film. I didn't understand why this is a cult classic. It's so random because I feel that way about Napoleon Dynamite. I remember when Napoleon Dynamite came out, I loved it, but there were people that didn't really get it. And I get it at the time being younger, I was 16, I didn't get that. But now, you know, I can get why Napoleon Dynamite didn't jive well with people, but I also understand why it's a cult classic. And I kind of see that in this movie. You know, it's got some cool bits, some memorable bits, but I am probably on the side of the fence that unless we're covering this again, or I just want to, I'll probably put this in the fast forward to the very last scene with the mob boss so you can go into his song. But I don't know if I would watch this on repeat. I don't regret watching it though.
Yeah.
I'm glad I watched it actually. I had a good time for the most part.
So Dylan, what do you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna say the story's fantastic. It's enough to keep you intrigued, I guess. But really, the in-betweens are definitely the really fucking awesome practical effects and just the craziness with the hobos. It's definitely entertaining, you know, without a doubt. But it's like you're not like, oh my god, I am so just drawn into this story. But there's a lot of dark comedic moments in it that are really good, and just the effects are so unique. I just love it, and they're so over the top. I mean, like I said, with him melting into the toilet and then like
it being so colorful but dirty at the same time.
Yeah, man, it's just the whole cinematography and vibe of this film is just dirty and grimy and sticky, you know what I mean? It's just, and then you just the way they ooze, man, you know what I mean? Like when they drink that stuff, and it's like instant, you know?
Just do the voice Scarpet. I'm melting.
The guy in the big gun is not 60 years old. Well, we get a buck for it.
Oh, it was a good line. He's like,
they sound like humans when they drink that stuff. They're like,
oh yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
So Dad really didn't let you watch Godzilla movies? Yeah, don't you remember? You were swimming in his ball sack. What? What?
There's a lot.
It was a funny line though.
I like the hollowed out car home they had there, you know,
with made out of tires and shit. You go in that was pretty inventive.
And the guy goes. I like when the guy's in the supermarket too, stuffing the chicken down his pants.
I like how he just puts a bag on his head and just goes right through the window like it's not shit, you know, just Terminator style.
That black guy, he's going to his girlfriend. Listen, bitch, you don't talk to me like that when I'm talking to my troops, my men. And they're all going, fuck you.
She's like, give me your fucking bottle.
I know she's not the best, but she's like the best that's around here. And he goes, that's right.
Yeah, Bronson. Yeah, to defend, yeah.
Making the knife out of the bone.
I almost thought that Wizzy started looking like Robert Englund when he started like melting a little bit.
Wizzy.
But yeah, bro, I've just been rewatching a bunch of these effects, like the purple, the like meshed really well. It's like a purple slime with the body. It's like purple, red, blue. It's just fucking sick, bro.
Yeah, this movie deserves a 4K treatment, I think, just with the cinematography. I think it should come. It looks so good now that would look great in 4K.
I mean, that for them being like real hobos on the street. I mean, they did pretty.
Well, they weren't all real hobos. I don't think any of them were. I think one of them maybe was a real hobo. Those were kind of like just film students and actors and their dads and stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying a group of them were like real hobos.
Yeah, no. Oh, they
Scarpan wants to pull back on the whole fact that a lot of people in this film were exploited, so he's trying to.
That's right. A lot of them were exploited. Yeah, it was the 70s. That's what you did. 80s exploitation movies.
They were like late 80s, though, right?
That's
like,
what exploitation films. Why do they call them exploitation films? Because they exploit. That's why they.
Pam Grier wasn't exploited. She was I get what you mean, but
well, yeah, you're thinking about the ones you've seen. There's a lot of them you haven't go watch Black Love over on the Plus there, and a lot of those other Herschel Gordon Lewis black exploitation movies of the 70s and 80s. They weren't all Foxy Lady, you know.
I know that. But.
Watch Black Love.
Black Love, that's a good one.
Black Love or Black Glove?
Black Love. But
That's a good one.
it is. It's on the films of Herschel Gordon Lewis, man. It's a good
Movie where he's chasing the girl, or the guy's chasing the guy, the cop or whatever, and they're running, and it has this music, and then the music cuts off. He's like, "I'm gonna get you."
I'm gonna get you.
The music is
The fight scene, bro, between the guy pulls the gun
there
out.
was
He's
some
like,
really
"Do you
bad
want to
fight
go to
scenes in
jail?
this movie.
Do you want to have a chance to fight it, or do you want to go to jail for life?" He's, and then they just get into a fight. You know?
Yeah, the fight scenes, even that last one where he sticks the bone in the guy's back, some of the fight scenes were just badly shot, man. But hey, there was a lot of close-up blows there.
You really felt that momentum. It reminded me of when Vin Diesel and The Rock fought in Fast 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even back,
We'll go with that.
and even back then, I mean, the girl was remarkably cool in the office for having like a 900-pound guy trying to rape her. She's under him like cracking jokes and shit. And then when he gets out, and she's all kind of cool.
Like,
with it.
It's almost like he almost rapes attempts her every week, and she's just
she
brushes it off.
like, dude, come on, you're not gonna get any.
See, people had thicker skin back then.
He's like, both of my sons went to trade school.
Yeah. They both went to trade school.
Oh, the 80s where you could daily attempt rape a girl.
Right, yeah.
Especially in New York, right, Star Pad?
Oh, yeah. In grindhouses on that street there where the Deuce was and all that. Oh, yeah. Wasn't a nice place.
Well, I'm sure it happened in more places than just New York.
Oh, yeah. But New York was the worst.
Yeah.
Fable's like, hey, I take offense to that.
No, I don't, man. This place was pretty fun.
What about Chicago? Verno stays near Chicago. Let's start picking on Chicago.
Yeah,
since he's not here.
Right, since he hasn't even jumped in that.
Yeah. Fucking Illinois.
He has the party. What's wrong with that guy?
He told me 8 worked better for him.
I thought Two Gun was gonna come on for a while there, but he didn't show up. So.
I think Two Gun said he was at a cookout.
Oh, okay. This would have been a good one for Two Gun to jump in on. His first movie.
He said it's like a trauma. He said it's just like a trauma film, which I definitely see. I could 100% see Trauma making this, but it's either Trauma or Synapse, I guess. But yeah, I think the movie's really pretty fun though. It's definitely one.
Yeah.
I would watch every couple of years without a doubt, just to have fun with. I'm glad to definitely own it. It's just a wild ass fucking ride of practical effects and just a bunch of crazy bullshit going on, man. It's definitely funny, you know. I think it's.
I mean, when you put into context, like it's his first movie. He pretty much helped develop the technique of Steadicam and stuff like that. Like it does. Bolster this movie up.
This was like his test to figure out.
Right. This movie for the director was nothing more than just a test of that and to have something to show other people. He didn't write
like
it.
What you can do.
He's just the director.
No, you could definitely tell. There's some good shots. There's some real shots of this.
I think this is a great one to watch with your buddies and get just like hammered.
Maybe not so much with your mom, you know.
Yeah. I think as you kept suggestion. I'm glad I held off on that.
What's Steph, did you say your thoughts?
Yeah.
So what would be your guys' favorite like death scene? I'd probably say I would probably just I think I've already said it, the toilet one. It's either that or
the toilet, the big guy blowing up.
The toilet one is probably my favorite. I think that just sets the tone and everything, and then just his toilet and everything.
It's like a puddle. His face is a puddle in the toilet trying to, there's some cool shit.
So iconic.
The girl was kind of nice. Unless you all start pulling up the skin and ripping the skins off, I don't know why.
Dude, pretty much almost every kill is fucking awesome.
And even after you melt all the way down, there's still kind of live going with the teeth and stuff like that. You know, it's pretty good.
So, I like the one
throwing the old foreskin around. My bad, Phil. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I like the end one with the can. Going through the guys.
And explodes.
Oh, that one, yeah, that was a good, well done one.
And the way it was shot too was pretty cool too. Like the way it was
the
done.
head pops up straight in the air.
Head just like in slow motion in the background, spinning around like in the hole, through the hole. That's
and then
right.
you see shit starts.
I saw you say.
Yeah, there we go. Yo, Verno, wasn't Chicago way worse than New York when it comes to crime and stuff?
No, it's not.
Right now.
No, we're talking about the 70s and 80s.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They both are really bad. But
I know right now it's fucking absolutely insane. It's like, setting records.
yeah,
People dying left and right. It's terrifying. What up, fellas?
What up? How's the party?
It's all right. We're
You're
just
at
gonna
a
kick
party?
it. A little hot, a little sweaty, little drunk. But
You should have brought
I've been sitting there cuffing the phone to my ear every now and then, listening to you guys, waiting for you guys to start ripping into this. But I'm hearing pretty positive things.
You should have brought your copy of Street Trash to put on after the party's over with.
This would be a fantastic background movie to have on at a party. Something just to disturb people in the background.
I didn't know you were at a party though. I thought you were a kid.
No, I mentioned it last week, but fucking what's up? How you guys do? I just was gonna pop on for a handful of minutes.
And interesting, from this angle, Verno, you look just like Bronson, disturbed. That you do. You look.
Thank you.
Very,
Hey, I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
Yeah, you look very authoritative.
What'd you say, Dylan?
What's your thoughts on the movie then while you're here?
I thought it was the little bit that I did hear you guys talking about was a lot about the cinematographer, and I thought it was beautifully shot. Like it looked way better than it deserved to look.
He's the director.
Okay.
And but he's done like
everything.
He became more of a
he's done,
cinematographer.
like, everything, bro. If you go look up the director and see on IMDb, look at all his work. It's not even fucking funny. I swear.
I watched.
It out, bro.
I can't believe this movie has. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it has a 2-hour documentary special feature for this movie. It's like that's insane. But no, overall, man, I thought it was
following.
Beautifully shot. I thought the characters looked cool. I liked their costumes. I thought the set design was fucking awesome, and a couple of the special features were great. But overall, I think there's a big. Overall, I think it would have worked best as like an Instagram reel. If this was just like a 45-second reel of that one scene with the bum and where he goes to the toilet, I think you could have just stopped the movie right there and been like, that's street trash, and it would have been great.
Yeah, it's just example of the shots. Yeah,
I had a really hard time, to be 100% with you, because my review almost doesn't mean shit, because I had a really hard time like focusing on this movie.
Yeah,
like it had a hard time. Like I just kept being like, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna check my phone again.
It's like,
it was just random shit happening. Yeah. There really was no plot.
Where's the next kill scene?
The police and the gangster stuff. I mean, especially the gangster stuff. Even though the gangster stuff was cool, there's
didn't add anything.
Yeah. I mean, it was the guy from The Godfather. She's like, oh, that's that dude. So that's cool. But no, it just felt like at a couple times I wrote notes and shit, and at like an hour into the movie, I'm like, I don't know what this movie's about. And then I wrote like an hour and 15 minutes into it. I'm like, oh yeah, there was a drink, wasn't there? And then the drink, I think if they would have made it like an hour and 20 minutes and just focus, cut out a lot of shit. Like they had something cool there. There were, what one of my favorite bits is with the black dude when he's dealing with his old carrot in the grocery store. Like he was stomping through and slamming shit
over me.
I like when he puts the bag over his head, goes to the plate glass window.
Yeah, he was good. I had a hard time realizing what I was supposed to think about the characters. Like one of the lead guys, the one with like the long kind of hippie hair, with one of the main characters. Like halfway through the movie, I'm thinking he's supposed to be the guy I'm rooting for. Then he's like raping someone. I'm like, oh, maybe not. Maybe he's not the hero. It was a struggle.
Well, he took her home because he didn't want to drive in. He didn't want to drive in, so
a bunch of different homeless characters throughout it too. Like you got like the Junkyard King, fucking
Well, there's
bronze.
nobody to root for.
I could see NECA.
Yeah.
I could see NECA going wild on this movie and have every bone figure.
Melting
Give me
figures.
give me the melted figures.
Sometimes
Right, yeah.
I
They're
kind of
doing the thing.
I did the same thing. Like 20 minutes in, it was like,
figure
I don't know
for
how I feel about this movie, but if you just sit there and don't think like you have to see a cohesive story, you're just seeing vignettes of these characters and just let it happen.
It's a good
and
background
enjoy
movie,
it
like
for
you
what it
guys,
is.
in a way, because you can just kind of be on your phone and pop up and still get the same
Right.
out of it as you would just watching the movie in its entirety. Like there's
Wow.
really
You know
no,
what
it's really.
It felt like a TV show to me almost. Like somewhere where like not a lot has to happen. It's just like it seemed like a good set for a TV show. Like all the tires stacked. The junkyard looked badass. Like I said, like it was a beautifully shot movie. It was just like, what the hell is going on?
The skeleton is there for something. It just
You're right.
Yeah, it was an experience though.
Hour 45. I'm not gonna lie. When I put this on at first, I was like, "Oh, an hour 45? Like, really? Does it need to be an hour 45?" I was a little worried.
And the answer was yes, it did.
Oh God! Another thing I put in my notes, and I feel like not to beat a dead horse, but I feel like it was the same thing with Kingdom of the Spiders and the Burial Ground. An hour into it, I'm like, I might not even finish this one. I get it. I know what I think.
See, I didn't feel that way at all in either of those three movies. You know, the movie I did feel that way on. I got into an hour into fucking Black Demon. Go watch fucking Black Demon. One of the worst fucking movies I think I've seen.
I bet you that movie's really.
I
got into an hour into that before I
Hypnotic. We need to do that because I can't believe that came from Robert Rodriguez, written and directed.
No, Black Demon. Oh no, the other one.
Hypnotic. No,
Black
Hypnotic.
Demon, the one with the shark, was terrible.
There was
awful.
There was someone in the chat on Blame Fable today, which is another great show, Fable and Link. They were singing the praises of Street Trash. They were like, "Oh hell yeah, Street Trash!"
Oh yeah.
It has its fans, and dude, like everything I say, take with a grain of salt. Because, like I said, like I could not focus on this movie. I didn't like really watch this movie in the way that I watch other movies that we would.
Understand
about, you know.
I had the same thing happen to me towards the end. I was like, okay, when is this thing gonna end? Because there's obviously no plot. Once I figured out that there's no plot, and it just dawned on me there's no main characters, no redeeming characters, that it was just gonna be this like craziness. Like, then I started being like, okay, all right.
I think the problem was you guys weren't experiencing it. Like you all sit in your fucking closets looking at your fucking phones.
Oh,
saying,
we can't watch them on 20 different tablets and screens and different.
I watched it on a big
like
screen.
watching Depraved, just scenes for no reason, no story content, cities and bush and all that.
Bruno, did you watch this with the wife?
Do it, brother.
No, fuck no. I know.
Dylan, did you watch this with the wife?
Oh no, you know what? She was sitting there reading, and at the end, you know what? At the end, the movie like fakes like it's gonna end. Then they bring the dude from The Godfather back, and the credits are like they stop, and it goes back to him, and there's another scene. She's like, I'm in the kitchen at that point, like getting something to snack on, and she's like, "Will you shut this shit off? Like, it's not fucking over. Turn it off." So it's like,
then maybe it's not a good idea to sit there. Yeah. Did you watch this then with your woman or no?
No.
What the fuck?
Do you think she would like it?
Nice.
No. She would hate it.
But dude, I mean, like I don't want to sound like I'm talking too much shit because that is the thing. I appreciate watching. I like to see these oddities, so it's cool. Like I'm about it, man. I'm glad I watched it because it's like there's visuals, there's moments in this that I've never seen that I think are some of the most visually striking and unique. Like the colors in the movie with the effects. There's nothing that looks like that, so it's cool. Like I've got this down, but I could have got it in a YouTube clip. And I feel like I would have got it. But whatever, dude. It's like I'm happy to have checked this weird fucker off the list.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got a cult following, so it's still worth a watch.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And the special features that I saw were probably better than the movie. Because in the special features, they explain everything about who everybody is and how they relate to each other and everything. You're like, oh, okay. This was kind of a movie.
Some there for sure.
It's a little too long too. It's like an hour and 45. Like
that's what I'm saying. An hour 20 minutes would have been
straight up
perfect, bro. Like
hour and 20 would have been golden. Because then you take some of that fucking random just shit going.
The random bits, and
then it's even tighter with the between the scenes with the effects. You know what I mean?
Right. I think an editor could have made this like twice as good of a movie.
It being the first guy's film, and for what he goes to do, like literally, Vern, bro, I'm gonna just name a couple since you're here. You could,
bro, real quick, just that
shit, bro. Because
that shot where he's panning, that bum shot I told you at the very beginning, I thought it was like watching The Dark Knight when the Joker's standing on the corner and like the camera zooming up to him. Like it was like, I was like, damn, like you said, it was like almost too good for this movie, some of these shots.
So the guy's name is J. Michael Murrow. Street Trash was his first film. He's known for doing Steadicam on some of the most popular films. Like this was his way of, if you missed it, Scarpad said this was his way of kind of introducing the Steadicam to the industry.
Mm-hmm.
He worked on
motherfuckers.
Riddick. He worked on Rush Hour 2, 3.
X2.
Let's see, Miami Vice, X-Men: The Last Stand, The Shaggy Dog, X2, Crossing Jordan, The Red Dragon.
A lot of James Cameron.
I got this random guy walking behind me, and he's wearing a Michael Myers shirt. So I'm gonna fucking he's gonna be part of the stream.
He might be Michael Myers.
He worked on Titanic.
Even Michael Myers got to eat.
That's crazy. Well, I mean,
Casino.
It just goes to show. Like one thing they said in the special features that like everybody that was on this movie was learning how to make movies.
Yep,
so
Brian Singer.
Everybody just figuring it out and throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah,
so it's a good breeding ground for that. That looks badass. That's a steal. Yeah.
And you motherfucker went to get this thing, and I knocked over an entire rack of VHS tapes on the floor getting this.
What is it? That's a padded media book, right?
Yeah, it's a
I like the coloring, bro. It's indicative of
the book.
Nice. I can't believe the special features and the how about the dick scene? I'm sure you guys have touched on it, but
Dylan, what are we calling it? Throwing around the old foreskin?
Throwing around the foreskin.
Throwing the old foreskin.
Hey, for a guy who got his dick cut off, he wasn't really out about playing.
Hey, that's
right.
That sucker was huge.
You guys ever seen Dead Presidents?
He was
girl, she tries to hide it under a blanket, and the guy like, you better fucking.
One guy looked at it, drop kicked the shit, like he was playing soccer.
Took a bite of it because that's the kind of shit Burial Ground would have did.
The girl did. The girl wanted to take a bite. She put it under a dog. She wanted it. You had to give it back.
Here's the thing though about this movie. Like this is like here's my experience watching the movie. I'm watching it and then I'm like, was that a dick? Hold on. And I had to rewind it to that part and be like, I think this dude just got his dick cut off. Because it doesn't keep you engrossed in the movie or engaged in the movie. But that's the other thing, dude. Day to day, I might feel completely I feel like this is a movie I could get more enjoyment out of than I did last night. I don't know if that's true about some of the other.
I think the problem is
here. This is the enjoyment when we're
right, exactly.
Absurd everything.
The problem is not to be condescending, but I will.
Oh boy.
Not to be gatekeeping, but I will. But I think because you guys all grew up in this whole distracted living where you have fucking phones in front of you all the time.
There's no story to follow to begin with. There's no story.
You don't know a time where you just kind of watch the movies.
You grew up in an era where this was prevalent, so to you this is nostalgic. There's something to it. Love it. But this is not a good film, Scarpetta.
No, I didn't say it was. I didn't say it was. I didn't say
he knew that. He didn't fucking know it. Was anybody at all? And I love you. Was anybody else like a little bit fucking mad?
There's all different levels of film. Of course, you're not equating this with Halloween or anything like that. But but in its environment, in its level.
If you like it, you don't have to explain it to nobody.
No, I understand.
If you like this stuff, it's okay, bro. I just not for me, bro.
My point is, dude, I like
some fucking great story. He's just crazy zaniness and the
I like slower movies than this. You know what I mean? Like it's not because it's a slow movie and I was raised the way I was raised. It's because the movie is what it is. I like really slow shit, but then again, there's sometimes when I watch really slow shit when I don't like it. Maybe that was one of those days. That's what I'm saying. I could get more out of it. But I like a slow fucking kind of boring movie sometimes that has things that make it worth the time that you invested in it. In all reality,
but this wasn't really a slow,
but this didn't fully make it worth it. Even though I'm not mad about it, it wasn't really worth the fucking investment of the time.
How would you explain this movie to someone? Like, what is the plot of this movie?
It's a bunch of bums.
Exactly.
I'd be like, picture the most annoying episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and it's just that, but like rated R.
Yeah. That's a very good analogy. I could see where It's Sunny could fit into something like this.
Right. They could do an episode where,
I mean, this is the stuff that Roger Corman made his bones on. This is the stuff that Troma made their bones on. Yeah. There's obviously an audience for it, and this might be one of the best of that. You know what I mean?
I'm that audience.
It's definitely it definitely is entertaining to an extent. You know, it's interesting for sure.
It's an oddity. It's an oddity. It stands out. Yeah. Hey, I got a dip though, dude. I fucking love you guys to death, but I'm sure she's getting pissed at me. I told her I was gonna be 5 minutes, and it feels like it's been like 15 or 20. But you guys are the fucking best. Starpad, I appreciate the Blu-ray, and I will cherish it, and it will be in my collection forever. And it probably will be in mint condition because I don't think I'll probably ever watch it again. But it's gonna be there forever, and I appreciate you.
You're gonna watch it again, motherfucker.
You know you will.
I'll throw it out. I'll throw it in the background. You guys are the best.
Tonight after the party would be a good time to do it.
Blood splatter chatter. Thursday night. We're talking about Shivers, so be there or be square. It's going to be good times. I'll see you guys. Thanks for letting me pop on, Dylan. Later, fellas.
See you, brother. All right.
Heard it from the man himself.
Doesn't get pulled over on the way home.
Go with their favorite kills. Their kill scene.
Oh.
Try get into the race.
I was my favorite kill scene. I did like the last one, just especially budget wise. That came off really well. But they didn't really show the kill, but I just thought it was an interesting, like, just it had a creepy edge to it. Is when they pulled the girl out of the tires at night and like dragged her off, and I was like, oh, that's pretty fucked up, bro. Like she just goes off, and he's like, oh, I'm done with you. Walks out, and the rest of them just take her. And like I was like.
Yeah,
man. He didn't come back. He's like, oh yeah, you know they got that chick you had last night.
That's not the main character. This guy's not the.
But that had a creepy edge to it, because that's. I'm glad you guys said that they presented them as zombies, because I had like I was squinting. I was like, are they like turning into something or something? Because they're like, oh
yeah.
You know. But I like that scene.
It
was interesting.
Did you say your favorite kill?
Probably gonna say the first one because it's so iconic. The toilet. I'd say runner up would probably be Wizzy. I like Wizzy dying because he's still kind of like half alive. His face is all melted. He's on the ground and he's still moving. So Wizzy was pretty good too, and Wizzy was a pretty good villain. I like Wizzy.
Yeah. The way his body like disconnected from his head's just stuck. That in a chair, like.
Yeah.
That's so good. Bronson's death is cool too. Just that air thing or that black.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Fable, did you say yours?
Yeah. The end one.
Oh, okay.
The canister. I thought that was pretty. It was shot well.
Yeah.
I kind of knew they were about to do that because they went this whole setup, but I was curious as to how they were going to pull that off, knowing that it wasn't a big budget movie, but they did quite well with that. I was like, okay, you guys did it. Like even with the canister like flying off, that looked pretty good.
I've been watching this Dr. Pimple show every now and then, and it's like this lady like removing cysts.
I can't, man. Don't
so like I just
watching that for.
I watch that stuff too.
I don't know why it's been addicting, but it actually
once in a while I would like to
do some shit too.
I know it's like there's people watch those surgery shows on like the Discovery Channel, man.
It's like
why?
But they're awake through it. It's like anesthesia. I was just watching this guy. It's crazy.
That's horrible shit.
One homeless guy on the.
You can't understand how they watch the pimple stuff. Like that's a burial ground, and
I need something that like nothing's getting to me anymore.
Right. You're right.
But when the guys drink, what are those things? The balconies that they sit on the apartment buildings. The guy drinking that he melts through it, and then they just show like his foot, and it like a little bit starts squirting out, and I was like, that looks just like a fucking like pimple or something. It's popping out of his big toe. But that's what it was like. They drink this stuff and then they just start like bursting like a big ass fucking pimple, bro. like their whole body though is fucking crazy.
Yeah, some gnarly shit.
Well, you can't say Fred wasn't too bad because he did help the first guy. He did help him with his constipation. Told him what to do. So I mean, what the hell? He wasn't a total bad guy. We're gonna do favorite characters. I'm gonna say my favorite character. He was probably the only semi-good guy in the movie. Is that fucking doorman? I just think he's hilarious.
Oh, doorman, yeah.
The shit he gives back.
He's eating the fucking chicken, just tosses it on the ground when they walk up to him. Like, no, I wasn't eating. Like, you eating my chicken?
That guy's a good. He really is. You know, he's not afraid to.
I think you're Adonis. You gotta believe me.
Mine would probably be like the mob guy.
Yeah, that song did it for me, bro. He just seemed like the most seasoned actor too, believable actor besides
stand-up
the cop.
comedian. At that point, he was just a stand-up comedian.
Really?
Yeah, and that's where they saw him, and he got put into Goodfellas and all the mob movies he's in for the most part, and then The Sopranos.
Like I always love him in anything he's in.
But there's a portion that's not on this disc. There's another extra. It's like the 35th anniversary con, and that guy's there. And he's just hilarious, just going joke after joke after joke. It's really good. It's up on the thing. You should watch it. It's really good. In fact, I thought the extras on this disc, and even the one you got, were pretty good for given the movie. The extras would.
Yeah. There's quite a few extras on this, to be honest. Yeah. There's more. I read if you read the back of it, it's got a plethora of things, but it doesn't seem as much as when you see it on screen. Like there's a whole page of extras, commentary, the documentary. I didn't see if there were. You said there was the.
So we got Bizarro Fett in the chat. He's a great.
Hey.
Earlier, yeah, man. Station.
See, there's more than me.
Said their favorite character.
Yeah, you like the busboy or the bellboy. Who did Dylan? You said yours, Fable?
No, I didn't say.
Everybody else has got to go. Go ahead.
Oh, Dylan liked Mob Dude. I'll give it to Bronson. Just because he wasn't acting. No.
That's pretty good. I gotta stand. He might be king.
He was going through some shit and you could tell.
PSD.
I'll go with Bronson. Honestly.
That was a good one. I mean, he's definitely the most animated, probably has the best character, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, just, he's not the best actor.
He stands out.
Yeah. He's got the best arc, I guess, or whatever.
His arc is he ends up with his head blown off.
Right.
But he did get a killer.
He had the villain arc, and he lived up to it. He was.
He had the chick on his lap, and he's like, "Come on, let's give the fellas a show."
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was a magnanimous king.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it. I don't know if he had a name in the movie. That's another problem with this movie too. Is that and I noticed that from talking to these guys about their comic book the other day on the show. Naming your characters is it has a lot to do with things. If they would have gave all these guys specific names, like even if they gave them like street names, like they're Slappy or whatever,
Shoe Stop.
Yeah, like they give Wizzo name, you know what I mean? So he's kind of rememberable out of the hobos. But I'll take the black guy. I thought he was hilarious. I thought when he went to the supermarket and he had that whole he was like, "Go take some white honker lady's word over mine." Is it crazy?
We had Fred.
Show you.
Fred, Bill the cop, Bronson, Kevin, Wendy. Wynette was Bronson's girlfriend. Wynette. Frank Schnitzer, Bert Wizzy, Drunken Winch.
Yeah, but do we hear any of these?
And the liquor store owner, Nick Duran, Obnoxious Kid, Italian restaurant doorman, and the Weekend Warrior.
No names.
Yeah.
But, what were we saying again? I just lost my train of thought.
The black dude favorite character.
Yes. I liked at the end where he saved the guy from Wizzo, and then he came and knocked him in the head with a pipe, and then the white guy was like, "He's a black guy. Nobody's gonna care about him." And then when whatever got away. He went to he's like, "You all right?" He was like, "Get the pipe" or something like that.
According to Wikipedia, here it says that the guy who was the doorman, the mob boss's doorman, said his name is Ian Bernardetto. He was on So You Think You Can Dance and American Idol, both of which he lost due to rude and bizarre behavior. So this guy went on to do So You Think
American
You Can
Idol,
Dance
huh?
and American Idol. And now it says he's an iconic meme on YouTube, so we'll have to look that up. But so interesting. So Dylan, your favorite character, I guess.
Probably Wizzy.
You like Wizzy? Wizzy's a good one.
Yeah, he's just batshit crazy and wild. Yeah, he was good.
He just wanted to keep the neighborhood clean, he said, and that's why he was eating out of the fucking dumpster there and stuff.
Yeah. So let's go with the rating then.
Just before we go, let me ask you: didn't you guys ever dumpster dive? That's a big thing. Dumpster diving.
I don't know people who've done it. I've never done it.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, let's go.
You've done it?
Yeah,
not when I could get into a dumpster, but nowadays the climb kills me.
Be surprised what they throw away.
So
I've seen videos on it shit too.
I forget, Verno gave it a 1.5.
Wow.
Anyone in the
Thanks a
chat
lot, Verno.
down below.
Go back to your party, buddy.
So I guess them drinks guy made him feel a little bold.
Yeah, raised his rate.
Liquid courage.
I was going to give a 0.5. Now I'm going to give a 1.5.
Hey, there you go.
I'd probably give it, like realistically, I'd probably give it like a 2.5.
There's no realism in this movie.
It's probably like a 2.5 for me. Like it's really all driven on the effects and the look and the cinematography and look of the film. Right. The characters are interesting, but it's like you got to be really in the mood to deal with the shit, and it's just a little too long. But I enjoy it. I still do really enjoy it. I think it
was a good watch, or worth. I don't regret watching it.
Yeah, I don't regret watching it at all. But yeah, I give it a 2.5. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Verno hit the nail on the head for me, man. 1.5. I'm gonna give it. It's really a 1 to me because it's just something I would just not watch, wanting to watch it, and it's not something I will watch since. But it's not something I regret watching, and it's fun watching sometimes these weird movies. It is. There is something to it because I love film. So I like seeing, man, they made this. This is the choice they made. Like, you know what I mean? It's interesting from that aspect. And this is one of those movies that makes me think. And, when I saw the cinematography immediately, I was like, okay, this looks good. This looks good. But then ultimately wasn't. But still, there's something there. So, yeah, 1.5 slips, man.
All right.
I'm in a hard place. I was gonna give it a 2 out of 5, but I feel like if Dylan's giving it a 2.5, I gotta deduct it.
What were you gonna give?
You get deduct
2. I gotta deduct from it if Dylan gave it a 2.5.
Well,
but
yeah, I'm being like realistic with it.
No, yeah. No,
I try to be realistic, but I really fucking love the effects, man. It's just it's definitely a fun one, but it's not Burial Ground.
No, it's not.
Some of the things that caught my interest, like we've said all night, that some of these shots are too good for this movie, and I appreciated that.
I'm so glad on it. And honestly, Hobo with a Shot, we'll have to review it some
because Burial Ground comes at you throughout the whole movie. There's never a dull spot in the movie. There's always zombies coming at you, different zombies all the time. This movie does have some lull. We don't have that happening. So it's not gonna be anywhere close.
And then there's a hint of professionalism and competence in this film that Burial Ground did not have too.
Well, no, it did. I think Burial Ground also, very atmospheric. That was shot pretty well, I thought too. And of course, the
What did that director go to work on? Did he go to work on with James Cameron after this movie?
Oh, yeah. Well, I know he did things in it. It's up there.
But did he work on James Cameron with multiple movies?
I have no idea. No,
I'm just saying. Now you rest my case.
But
I'll stick with my two out of 5. I didn't hate it. I was surprised that I actually, because like I think everyone, me, Fable, and Verno was like, what's the plot of this movie? What's the story? Like, so for me to actually enjoy something that there really was no story, it's just shit happening. I gotta get a modicum of respect, and I'll stick with my 2.5. I mean, my 2 out of 5.
2.
Cool.
2.
All right. Well, I'm going to say, yeah, it's not Battleground because I mentioned before. Battleground had a little bit more effects coming at you. Everything happened a little bit more. I think there's a little bit, So that's a 5 for me, Battleground, as we know.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
But this hits the middle ground. I think this movie is. I didn't like it the first 15 minutes. I watched the first time too. I said, I don't know. But once I kind of figured out what the movie's doing by just going through all these different characters and going between them, it's just street trash. That's what it is. It's just shots of all these different hobos and people and everything that's happening to them, and he's just throwing in that whole booze for the melty stuff. But I found it interesting throughout. I liked all the characters in the movie. They all were great actors, but they were written interestingly. The movie is really trying to push the boundaries in shock, which they did for horror back then. The practical effects alike. So I'm gonna put it right in the middle. I'm gonna give this one. It is one I watched like 3 times now, and I'm still really interested in it. So 3.5, 3.5 for me. Not Battlegrounds 5.0, but in the middle.
That's a little over
3.5
down the middle, but yeah.
So
I think 2.5 would be.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say 2.5 too.
No, 3.5 for me. And is that a sippy? What's it you got there, Bill?
It's a Capri Sun.
Juice
Capri Sun.
right?
Yeah.
Kool-Aid Jammer.
That is sippy.
Oh, Kool-Aid. That is sippy cup.
All right, cool, man. So 3.5 for me.
So Two Gun gave it a 2.0. Evan gave it a 1.5. Yeah, if they're throwing there at 5s. If they're drunk, they're bored. They're giving 0s.
No, Jack. It's got to be some real good liquor for me to give this one a 5, man.
1.5.
I gotta be fucked up.
Verno and Fable, a 2 from Link, and a 2.5 from me, and a 3.5 from Steph. I'd say we probably got an average score of 2.269, 2.2 or maybe 2.1.
Scarpad, what is a Scarpad?
Let me see.
Yeah, I don't math.
There's Wizzy.
He was not.
He was not even doing the math. He was looking for Wizzy.
Wizzy.
Oh my god. Link gave it a 2.
Yeah. Scarpad gave it 3.5.
2.2.
2.2?
Oh, nice.
I was on the money. 2.269.
Yeah, this did have some 80s Bush too.
Calculator.
You
It
are.
had quite a bit of dick shots, though.
One real dick, one fake dick, and Bush. It's not like a Brandon Cronenberg movie, but hey.
Yeah.
First 5 minutes is flopping everywhere, running downstairs, and
Hey, go watch Spartacus, man. What can I tell you?
So that's the with 2.269 being the overall review for 1987 Street Trash. Yeah, 1987. We'll get into next week's show next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. As always, we are doing Fable's Pick of the Month, and we'll be also celebrating my boy's birthday, and he picked a fucking classic double feature The Fly. Oh shit.
Street Flies.
Yo.
We're gonna do Street Flies again.
Yo.
We really liked it.
Drive.
Dude, it didn't upload it. I knew it was gonna do it. But you're gonna have to just see it for a second then, because we just did Street Trash. I clipped it out and it didn't. It uploaded the same one again. That's annoying. I literally I edited it while the stream was going. I just took Street Trash out.
I'm excited to see Fly 2. I've never seen it.
Yeah, we'll be watching The Fly 1 and 2 next week, and that's gonna be really fun. And then to end the month, we'll be doing George Romero's Martin, and that's gonna be a really good one. I think Verno said he really enjoyed that, and I know that's George Romero's favorite movie that he ever directed.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, they just released a Second Sight 4K box set of that recently.
Never saw that one, man. I don't think
they have it on YouTube for free, I believe, for a while, but obviously it's more accessible nowadays. It used to be harder to watch. But yeah, so I'm super fucking hyped for The Fly 1 and 2. I've been meaning to watch. I've seen the first one so many times, but I just love watching it as a double feature because I think, it kind of starts where it ends, you know. So I love sequels like that where they kind of just try to pick up as best as they can right where the first one ends or a couple months later, you know what I mean?
Keep an ear out for the soundtrack, man. I think you guys really notice how
the soundtrack is great.
Yeah. Second one for the second.
The first one's really good. Okay. Howard Shore.
And Scarpad will be taking a break again this week, so no.
Yeah, I got to go to rehab for a couple of weeks. I think it'll be okay. And when I get out of that,
he's listen.
And the 19th, I'll be back. Jay, I think we're going to take the Sunday show and the Monday show. We're going to merge them together, and we're going to do an all genre show. We're going to start off with doing American Pie on the 19th.
So on Monday.
On Monday at 7:45. Not this Monday.
So there's not going to be
the following Monday. No, and not a little bit. So we're going to do Monday 7:45. Not this week, but the following week we're going to do that. And of course, we're still doing the comic book show, Links and Eyes comic show on Thursdays. Sometimes live, sometimes not. We'll see. But Thursdays are usually when it drops, right around 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And this week we're doing what did I want to do? I forget now.
Predator by Ed Brisson and Kev Walker.
Ed Brisson's Predator.
So there's no movie this Sunday or Monday?
No.
Okay.
Be back the following Monday.
And then next Monday will be American Pie. And Fable, this Saturday as well. Well, next Saturday now, you'll also be having a show, but you also did a show this morning.
Yeah, I did a show
on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I had my brother Missing Link join us because Nick couldn't make it. He was a co-host today, and we had officially unofficial geek. I said it right, Link.
Yeah.
Tongue twister.
She was on earlier, and it was a great conversation. We talked about the Jonathan Hickman Secret Invasion stuff coming, or whatever the invasion
Doctor
stuff.
Who.
Invasion.
Yeah, I spent 45 minutes on Doctor Who.
Doctor Who out of nowhere. It was good getting to know Carrie. It was good she's really down to earth, sweet lady, and
absolutely.
Everybody subs up to her and checks her out, man. And of course, next week hopefully we'll have another show. I don't know who the guest will be as of now, but you'll know when I know. And of course, join us this Thursday, me, Lincoln, on Verno's channel, Blood Splatter Chatter, where we're going over Shivers, man. David Cronenberg. Oh yeah, so
I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh yeah. Zach, the next week's show is The Fly 1 and 2. David Cronenberg one.
And who directed the second one? I forget.
The second one is directed by the guy who did the effects, and The first one.
Oh, Chris Wallace. Chris, that's right.
Chris Wallace, yeah.
Yes, that's right. That was his first movie he directed.
I think so. And then Mick Garris and Frank Darabont worked on the script together, even though Mick Garris says that the script that he wrote was very little of what came on the screen, but it had like 3 different script writers. Frank Darabont was one of them too. But I still think it's a great movie, even though I know there was some shit going on with the studios fucking with the script. That's why they kept getting different writers on it. So it was almost like they took ideas from each writer and kind of merged the script together.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worth watching, and definitely worth watching the behind the scenes features if you can. And then they kind of get into a little bit on, what happened, what was going on with the script. Because Mick Garris does have an interview on that disc. Well, I don't know if Frank Darabont does, but I know Mick Garris does.
The second one has a really good villain that I think people love.
Yeah. So next week for The Fly, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Gonna be sick. Can't wait. Cannot wait. We always gotta do some fire ass double features. So show and tell before we get out of here. Anything?
No, I'm good, man. I'm tapped out.
I'm hearing some decent things about the Transformers. They're saying it's at least very fun, action packed.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to go see it, but I think I'm gonna just wait. They are fun to see on the big screen, though.
Yeah, it'll be on the cock soon.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Anybody else gotta go or
Link? Anything? I have I have a couple things I could show.
Oh yeah. Got this little guy, Air
Razor, yeah. That looks badass.
Oh, Scar Pad. They're rated.
It's Saturday night in the Bronx. What do you want, man? Either the zoo is on fire or they escaped or what?
Oh yeah. How much?
Saying this was really good, and I thought I heard it was out of print as well, so I found it for like $2.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm sure the Blu-ray costs more to get, but even so,
it's hard to get.
I've never seen.
Yeah, that one on DVD.
You guys were raving about it, so I was like, and I think Abel reviewed it and Robbie did. So
yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, Link picked it for Robbie, but Link couldn't make the show, so Robbie did an extra show and had Link on it. So we reviewed it all twice. Yeah, it was good. Man.
Hell yeah! Well, I'm excited. I at least own it on DVD now.
He's the director of he's done quite a bit of shit like Born Identity, Swingers.
Oh, nice. I do like Swingers.
I think he did that one Tom Cruise movie, Live, Die, Repeat, or whatever. What was I know that wasn't the exact title of it.
Die Hard or something, or
where he was like,
is it the one
Rewind in Time?
Yeah. Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
I got this for like $350. So I get it for Quentin Tarantino, my Tarantino collection, Django Unchained.
That's a good price.
Even though they might do a 4K of it one day, but honestly, I'm fine.
One day,
to be honest.
Yeah.
I more want the 4Ks of like Kill Bill or something. Because I only own those on DVD. I never got the Blu-ray, so I was like, might as well just wait for a 4K. I got the new.
Oh, nice.
I'm boycotting that movie.
Nice little.
Why?
Because for them to not fucking put out a new movie on 4K, like Barbarian, and the same thing with that one, that's ridiculous. That movie should be on 4K.
I got these, but I might send them all back and wait till they go down in price because I really don't have the money, and I have to send 2 of them back anyways because 2 of them came damaged. But I finally got the Indiana Jones 4Ks. But honestly, I've really been wanting these because I wanted the slip or the steel books. As soon as these came out, the steel books all came back in stock. So I'm debating, man, but I feel like these are going to go down in price. And they've released these so many times, I don't think the slips are going to sell that quick. I don't know, though. But my luck, they'll sell out. But I just love the original art on these, and it's got like a nice glossy finish.
Yeah.
But the steelbooks look really
Which
good.
Which is your favorite? That one's my
they do.
Which one's your favorite? That's my favorite.
Is that the second one?
Favorite? That's the third one.
Third one? Okay.
Second one.
Third one is pretty good. First and the third are the best.
Yeah, I love Last Crusade.
That's what
Temple of Doom is the second. Okay. Yeah, I like the Sean Connery one.
I would probably go first and third. I might say the third is my favorite, but I do love. The first one is just so iconic.
I think the fourth one gets a lot of hate that's unwarranted. It wasn't that bad.
It's not on par with the.
No, but it's still not that bad of a movie.
That's the one. River Phoenix as young Indiana.
Right.
Yeah,
that's like American Reunion. You know, it's not as good as the other three, but it's a solid entry.
Yeah, and this is when they're searching for the Holy Grail.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Temple of Doom always got so much hype because it was the first PG-13.
Right.
But it's
stuff.
Funny.
I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I like Temple of Doom. It's just not the best of the series.
Yeah. Temple of Doom plays more like an old serial from like the 40s and stuff.
And it has so much
well, they're all supposed to be that.
Yeah, but Last Crusade is not like that.
It gives me a lot of like
the first
Big Trouble Little China vibes. It has that they go to Japan and shit.
They're all good though.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the weakest one, but it's still fun. But
Taro loves Temple of Doom. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
I got the best thing I got in this week today. Amazingly enough, this came in, and man, this is an awesome box set. This is that Arrow Video Store box set.
You got it?
Yeah, it just came in today. I got
you got it from Diabolic, didn't you?
I got it from Diabolic, and this is a great set. This is a nice slipcover. It's got a nice box in it.
I watched a video for it a couple weeks ago.
Inside, you get a nice book that covers all the movies right here. Really good stuff, thick book.
Only
and then you get some really nice books, artwork, all reversible. Robot Jocks, which is a great.
Robot Jocks, yeah, hell yeah.
A great flick. And then inside you get lobby cards, and you get a poster for every movie and reversible artwork. Artwork. Arrow is really stepping up the game. This one, the rest of these, I think I've only seen. I've never seen this. I heard it's good though. Arena.
No, I never saw that one.
That's
I've seen this one. This one's pretty good. Cellar Dweller.
Okay.
This one's probably the most notarized one out of the box. Dolls.
Yeah. I've seen that one. That's good.
And this one I saw a preview for the other week. I haven't seen it. It looked really good. Dungeon Master. So these are these Charles Band Empire films that came out through MGM, and now they're licensed, and they're, I wish they were 4Ks. They're not, but they're all 2K restorations. And it's a nice box set. It really is. I'm impressed by what Arrow's doing.
Yeah, I don't really need 4Ks for Empire films.
No, probably not. And but it's a nice box set.
I hear they look fucking fantastic. And to have Robot Jocks with a 2K scan.
And these movies here, I got at the dollar store, actually, which is $1.25 now. Everything's fucking expensive. Yeah. Dracula Untold. I've never seen it. Don't know how that's
a good one. It's good.
I kind of like this one, a Hardcore Henry. Remember this one that was kind of the video gamey thing from the first.
It
wasn't great.
Cool-ish,
cool.
Yeah.
Creed was at the dollar store.
It's a good one.
Wow.
Paranormal Activity 3 was at the dollar store.
Yeah, I own the box for that.
Boyhood was at the dollar store. I've been meaning to watch this.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
And Anchorman was at the dollar store.
Oh, first one?
That's a good one.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, these weren't bad hauls for at the dollar store.
Not at all.
Those are like all pretty.
And then I finally got my copy of Mad Heidi in.
The
first Swiss warrior there. This is kind of like Zizou with a female going up against the guy from Starship Troopers, Casper Van Dien, who's the president of Switzerland, and he runs a cheese factory and he's trying to push the cheese agenda. And it has a lot of practical, gory effects, and it's got the other cover here. Mad Heidi. This is from Umbrella. And Umbrella shipped me the slipcover in folded up in a piece of plastic. So they know how to do it. I got Hustle with Burt Reynolds, old movie, Catherine Deneuve.
Does he have a stash?
Kino Lorber. Zombie Holocaust, which is actually Dr. Butcher, MD. Me and Dylan watched this the other week, and we thought maybe it'd be a replacement for Burial Ground. It's not, but there's some cool scenes in it. Zombie Holocaust. I got this, Assault from Precinct 13.
Oh, nice.
Ethan Hawke and Lawrence Fishburne.
John Leguizamo is in that as well.
Pick this up. This is a 3-pack of Corman films. Dementia 13, The Terror, and Bucket of Blood.
Mine's right here to the left.
Oh, you bought this too, Dylan?
No, you sent it to me.
Oh, that's right. So those are good from the film Detective. They put out all the films. I got this today for $10 with a slip. Shang-Chi in 4K.
No way.
Oh, nice.
Where?
And the slip is fucking perfect.
There's a good hour-and-a-half movie in there.
I know. Yeah. I only saw it once, and I enjoyed it, but I want to see if I would enjoy it more. It's okay.
Yeah, it was solid.
And then I got this for $10 also. No slip, unfortunately. Ant-Man.
Nice.
And I got this for $7. I never saw this one. It's Venom. Let There Be Carnage. 4K.
$7 ain't bad. It's worth it.
And finally, I got the Steelbook for season 1 of Tulsa King.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Ooh, Tulsa King.
Which this show was pretty good, but the last episode was kind of anticlimactic. Hopefully, it'll be better when it comes back.
I enjoyed it for the most part, though.
Yeah, I did. And now tomorrow, I think I'll be doing a live stream. I got another haul. I got some figures in here, and I got a big box of Wave 17 of Mego figures. I'll be doing a show on tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Some interesting classic characters in there. You want to watch that?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, as always, man, great show and tell, Scarphead.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
So like we said, next week we'll be doing The Fly 1 and 2, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Scarphead will be bringing back his review show next Monday.
I can finally open my big box of Fly movies.
Yeah, and he should be doing an unboxing sometime tomorrow, which I'll probably jump in with him. Yeah, so as always, y'all, thanks for hanging out. You guys are the best. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out, and we will see you guys next time. Anything you guys want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, make sure you're nice to hobos, bums in your neighborhood. Don't drink any Viper. That's bad for you. Watch out for animals running through your yard, and just have a good week.
Hell yeah! Enjoy the rest of your weekend, y'all. Have a great one. Peace out. Love y'all.